Hey, what's going on? This is Derek Ross from Phandroid.com, and here I have two boxes from Oppo. The R5 is in one, and the N3 is in the other. I don't know which is in which, so let's go ahead and do an unboxing and find out. You know, if there's one thing that I like about unboxing videos, is actually unboxing Oppo devices, because the packaging on Oppo devices just happens to be some of the best packaging I've ever seen. Alright, let's see what's in this one. Is it going to be the R5 or is it going to be the N3? So let's go ahead and take off this plastic here. Alright, so I'm going to take a guess. I'm going to say that the first one that we're opening is, drum roll, I'm going to say it's the N3. Let's see if I'm right. Haha, it is the N3, okay. Now the N3 is slightly unique, but the rotating camera isn't something that's entirely new to Oppo devices. The Oppo N1 also had a rotating camera. But what's different about this is that this one is automatic. It will rotate by the O-click, it'll rotate by gestures, and another command as well. Whereas the previous model, the N1, was all manual, so the automatic rotation is nice. So, if you're not familiar with Oppo devices, they make some of the best quality devices out there. This thing feels great in your hand. It's built like a tank. It is solid. It feels very, 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 very solid. So let's go ahead and rip that off. Ah, there we go. Nice. Okay. We're going to rotate that camera around just to see what it looks like. Now this is, the camera's been tested to rotate 100,000 times according to the company. So it's not going to break. You know, when you think moving parts on a device, you kind of shudder a little bit, but it's been tested for 100,000 rotations. Now actually, this is like fox leather. A little closer zoom in on that. It's like a plasticky, foxy leather type feeling, fake leather. I don't know. It's definitely a different texture. Now, like I said, the rest of the device is very solid. Looks like we have a little dimple on the back. Now, interesting, the bottom of the device, I don't know if you can see this here, there's actually a metal band on the bottom that is jutting out from the frame. It's actually a little different. You don't see that on devices, but it's definitely well built, well put together. Okay. And we have buttons on the back, just like the previous N1. Alright, so let's go ahead and turn this on. Well, ColorOS 2.0 with Android 4.4 KitKat is starting up. Let's see what we got in the rest of the box. As I said, Oppo makes some of the best boxes in the industry, packaging in the industry. So let's see what else we got here. We have the VOOC rapid charger. We have the SIM removal tool, the instructions and warranty information and product information, a USB cable for the VOOC rapid charger, and we have earbuds that are pretty much a standard accessory for every Oppo device. Alright, so what else do we have in here? We have an O-click 2.0. So the O-click was first introduced with the N1. It is a Bluetooth accessory that allows you to control some features of the device. So we'll figure out how to put the battery in later, but it looks like this is slightly different than the original O-click. It's not completely circular like the original O-click was. So let's go ahead and put that back in there. Put that back in there, and let's unbox the next one and see what we got there. Okay, so if this was the N3, that means this one is the R5, and there is the R5. Alright, so the packaging is going to be very similar, but the devices are going to be very different. Let's go ahead and rip that off. All right. Here's the R5 from Oppo. The R5, as you can see, is incredibly thin. That is a thin device, but you know what? For being such a thin device, it feels really well in the hand. Alright, so let's go ahead and power this on here as we talk about it. Alright, so there it is, powered by Android. Okay, so as I said, it's a very thin device. It's actually so thin that you might notice it's missing something at the top or on the bottom. It doesn't have a 3.5 millimeter audio jack. This device is actually so thin that they couldn't put it in. Quite interesting. But it does have a very well built, very comfortable feeling design to it for being so thin. And it is very thin. We'll go ahead and take a look at the specs later and during our full review, but I can tell you right now that this is a very well feeling device. Alright, let's see what we got here. The packaging should be fairly the same since it is a sister device. So here we have a European charger, which if I was traveling, that would be great. Okay, let's look at the earbuds here. Now remember, the R5 doesn't have an audio jack, so it's quite interesting that this is here. Oh, okay, so that's how they're doing it. So there's an adapter here, so you can still use your earphones with a 3.5 millimeter to USB adapter. So they have that covered. You don't actually need a 3.5 millimeter audio jack. They give you an adapter and solve that problem for you. Perfect. Now, also, besides having a European charger and slightly different headphones, this actually comes with a wallet case. So here we have the standard warranty information and product information. We'll put that back in here by the USB cable. And we'll just take a quick look at the case that it comes with here. So it slaps right into the case. Actually, it's a very really nice feeling case. Very interesting. I like the way the wallet case works, the window case. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through setup here and set this up, and then I will compare it to the N3 and see what we have. This is Derek Ross with Phandroid.com taking a first look at the Oppo N3 and R5.